There's no shortage of sexy new 70-footers here at the Cannes Boat Show. The Wally Y100, Pardo 75, Azimuth SeaDeck 7, but this might be the sexiest of them all, the new Swan Arrow, the latest addition to the Swan powerboat range. It's part composite, part carbon fibre, triple IPS, 37 knots, and designed by the same naval architect who did Axopars. It's a really interesting boat. Let's go for the full tour. I'm Jack Haines, welcome to YachtBuyer. There's a theme with those boats that I mentioned in the introduction. They all want to give you huge living areas right down at the waterline, and the Swan is exactly the same. It's already very beamy, over 20 feet, but then you have the platforms that drop down as well. You can see they've got the carbon fibre poles around the outside. They actually fold up like this when the boat is going to go on the move. But then when they're down, the feeling of space down here is incredible. And this is a clever area too. You've got a transformer here, so this comes up and out and down into the water. You can launch the tender off it, you can put it to the quayside, and obviously you can use it for when you're swimming, but you've also got an up and down passerelle that also goes into water and up to the quayside. This is a tender garage, so you can stow the tender in there. There's a crane that lifts that onto the platform and then down into the water, and everything is arranged to look out the back of the boat, take in those views. I love the way you've got these parasols here, this lovely comfortable seating, and look how clean everything is. You can't really see any mooring gear. There's a couple of cleats either side, but everything else is hidden underneath these squabs. You lift these up and then you can get to the mooring gear, so you're not going to catch your toes on them, you can't even see them. And this is a nice touch, a proper shower as well, right down here at the transom. But what's just as nice is the way this area connects to this mezzanine up here. On the way up, you'll notice there's this staircase that goes up to the sun deck. We're going to pop up there in a minute. That's a ladder that folds away and then electrically clips up into the coaming. But I really want to show you this area because what they wanted to do was get that real inside-outside feeling. So massive opening over the terrace, but also the doors slide on both sides. So you can just drift around this deck, move in and out as you wish, get across the other side very easy, and the ventilation, of course, is fantastic. We don't even need the air conditioning on a breezy day like this because there's so much breeze coming through the boat. It's lovely. And gorgeous decor as well. Beautiful mahogany here. This is all mahogany as well, gloss mahogany. But interestingly, on the uprights, that's a wrap. And it looks very, very convincing. But this is all the real deal. Custom sofas made bespoke for this owner. I love the teak overhead as well. Instantly, this is where the TV comes from. And how about this for a feature at the bar? Swan don't do things by halves. It's having a hatch for the sink. You move this entire piece of marble, and that reveals your sink. Completely unnecessary, but how cool is that? And then when you want to say goodbye to the sink, you just... Even doing the washing up is an event on the Swan. And look at this detail here, the way this wood curves up into the ceiling, and this is a custom-made light bespoke for the owner as well. And talking of events, let's get into the helm station. It's actually got an air vent up here that just pops up to give you some ventilation. Again, more ventilation through the boat, but I love this helm station. It appears to be floating. You've got the stainless steel pods, you've got the biggest Garmin screens you can get presenting all of your information. Apart from that, it's very clean and teak topped, lovely wide diameter wooden rimmed wheel, beautiful leather seats, and a great view forward because you can sit, you can lean, and you can stand. And of course you've got 3,000 horsepower underneath these throttles, top speed of 37 knots for a 70-footer. Remarkable. Let's head to the foredeck. There's some interesting design on the way forward here. You see this here, this is a design line, and the idea is that it apes the look of the windscreen on the Swan Shadow that we've got down here. Moving forward, it feels quite sailing boat-esque with the shape of the hull here, and you've got the beautiful cords as well. Rather than railings, they're quite subtle, but they just give you a little bit of protection, something to grab onto. And then you've got a nice seating area here. Obviously, this is a little bit low, but the point is it's to give you shelter when you're sitting down. There's a fridge here, so you've got cool drinks up forward, and obviously the table expands. I just quite like that it's not just yet more white or grey or brown cushions, the stripe. It's quite nautical. There's a lovely nautical theme throughout, even more so downstairs, and you're looking out over that beautiful mahogany forward area. That's also access down to the crew cabin. Unfortunately, we're not allowed down there at the moment, but you can see the anchor mechanism, and that comes fully away into that anchor locker when it's not in use. So you're left with a completely clean bow. Should look really lovely. It's a pretty straightforward brief up here, somewhere to lap up the sun. There is some navigation equipment up here as well, of course, but then apart from that, it's just sunbathing space. You've got your protected sunbathing up there. This is where you want to be if you really want to catch the sun, and what a great view from up here as well. A lot of manufacturers are looking to produce an apartment feel vibe with their interiors. Swan very much wanted this to feel like a boat, and it really does. Sounds daft to say, but it's not always the case anymore. But the use of, again, beautiful, rich mahogany. I sound like Ron Burgundy.
And my apartment smells of rich mahogany.
The teak underneath your feet, and I love the fact that you've got the stainless steel inlays as well throughout. That's really smart. This is all real leather. You've got your knotted handles here, which are a lovely effect. You've got those on the door handles as well. It's a good job this is leather, because you're probably going to catch your head on that, fair enough, but it's at least a nice soft landing. And then into the galley, and everything's hidden behind, again, more beautiful mahogany. You've got the fridge here, freezer down there, and over on that side, the washer dryer. I love the sink. This is all Corian, but the way it all flows down into the sink. And how about these blinds? Custom made. You just twist them like that, got them on both sides, a bit of privacy. Who needs electric blinds when you can do that? Cooking here, you've got extraction as well. Obviously there's a bit of manual ventilation too. Seating over on that side opposite the TV, which is hidden behind a mirror. And then forward, we've got the VIP cabin. You can have this boat with a 3-cabin layout, but obviously this has got 2 cabins with the dinette. So this, as I said, forward is your VIP. You can close this off, so you have this whole place private, or you can just close this off, so this is left open as a day head area. And it's nice that here, the toilet is that side, the shower is that side, so 2 people can use those spaces at the same time. And some lovely playful detailing. It's not just the door handles with the knots, but I love the pebbles in the bottom of the shower here with the marble. It looks really lovely. Rain shower heads overhead as well. Into the cabin itself, not a huge amount of space at the end of the bed. We've got the door open as well, which doesn't help, but a nice sized bed in itself. No overhead hatch, but this light deck head really helps brighten up this area. You've got light paneling as well, and decent sized portholes at either side. So you can see we've not got the lights on at the moment, but it's bright enough in here, and some lovely details at the top of the bed as well. That continues in the master cabin amidships. You get real ocean liner vibes in here, from the lights over there on the bureau to the ones above the bed, and again the teak running down here, yet more beautiful mahogany, and the craftsmanship is beautiful. The way that this teak then curves up towards the bottom of the cabinetry, that is not easy to do, and it looks really lovely. The mahogany is just gorgeous. Leather all the way around the bed. Great headspace in here as well, plenty of room above my head, and storage is excellent too, running all the way along that side, and a double bureau over there too. But maybe better than the cabin is the bathroom for a 70-footer. You have totally separate toilets, sinks, storage, and how about this? This is a nice effect. Inside the doors, to give you privacy, you've got linen set inside the glass, and then between the two, the only thing that's shared is this huge shower, once again all decked out in marble with this wonderful pebble detail at the bottom. Love this space. There you go then, that's the Swan Arrow. It may have some competition, but amongst that crowd, even this manages to stand out. It looks different on the outside, it feels very different on the inside. It's a really interesting, different package. But let me know in the comments below which of those 4 70-footers you'd go for. I really want to know your thoughts. Thanks very much for watching that tour of the Swan Arrow. If you want to watch a review of another Italian 70-footer, how about our sea trial of the Wally Y100? If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do that by clicking up here. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.